of all public meetings of the New Brunswick Parking Authority has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the city of New Brunswick, namely the Central Jersey Home News Tribune, as per the annual notice provided for in a resolution adopted by this governing body on December 29, 1975. The first order of business is the approval of the minutes from the May 2021 regular board meeting. All the commissioners were in attendance. Everybody is eligible to vote. Thank you for the motion. Can I get a second? Second. I have a second. All in favor of adoption of the minutes? Aye. Thank you. Before we start the Executive Director's report, I want to take a moment to welcome Matthew Kennedy as our new Executive Director. Happy to have you here, sir. I hope you're adjusting to New Jersey the way we've all adjusted to New Jersey. So that's good.
Thank you very much.
So we were excited to have you here. We know we have a lot of work ahead of us, and I appreciate your taking on this task. So with that, I'll let you make your comments. I understand it's brand new, and so whatever comments you wish to make, we're happy to hear.
Well, thank you very much. As a preface, was Ed able to make it? Oh, wow.
Mr. Keefe is here.
Yeah.
Counselor?
That's
How are you tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks
I'm
for
sorry.
joining us.
You don't have any phone. So, first I wanted to express great appreciation and gratitude to everybody here, all commissioners, all staff members. This is our first meeting in person after quite some time of telephonic meetings. And although it is under some recommendations for potential precautions, I do believe there is great cause of optimism for us moving forward in the near future. So I wanted to again thank everybody for the warm welcome back east for me and for my family.
Good.
I'll be providing an abbreviated executive director's report today.
Please go ahead.
In light of the situation. But in June and July, our revenues have begun to recover. As an illustration, Lower Church debt, which since the start of the pandemic had not filled a single time, it actually filled 3 times in the second half of the month of June, and then 8 times in July. Also, last week, for the first time in 2021, total year-to-date parking revenue exceeded the total revenue from the same period in 2020. So we crossed that threshold for the first week, year-to-date.
Okay.
Of course, going forward, we should see further improvement for the rest of 2021. On July 15, $2,487,500 was provided to the city in keeping with our commitment for the first half of the 2021 pilot. The second half payment is set to occur in December in keeping with our regular twice-yearly schedule for such pilot payments. And at the end of this month, we will make a $9.25 million payment according to the established schedule for our bond principal and interest. A number of modest website enhancements have been made, most notably perhaps in the About section of our website, there's a full list of all the employees that we have on staff. Historically, we've had the first names and the last names of each employee. We recently added the job title for each employee, so anybody can see what that person's job title actually is when they peruse the website. As of today, we have 41 total employees, including since January, 4 who are rehires, and out of those 4 rehires, 3 are pandemic-era rehires, people who had lost their job during the pandemic and were able to bring back.
Good.
Currently, we're actively seeking to hire 3 roles, which include, for preparation for the fall, 1 customer service person in the office, 1 parking enforcement officer, and then 1 or more parking services folks out in the field as part of the team. And this concludes my abbreviated executive director's report.
Okay, thank you very much, we appreciate it. Right, we received a copy of the financial statement. Anything you need to add to Matthew's comments? Or?
No, I think he covered the numbers. I just wanted to know the audit is still, we are waiting for the another report from the state.
Yeah.
Today also they said.
I think a lot of those functions have
Yep.
gathered a little more,
So
so.
we're still waiting for the audit to be done.
Okay. So now Rutgers will be back full-time in September, right? Everybody comes back.
Yes.
So I would expect we'd see a little more activity as people come back and register residential permits and the like. Okay, very good. Council, you have any legal issues we need to deal with tonight?
I'd first like to start by introducing myself. I'm Vaughn Parchment. I'm one of the associates at the firm. I work with David Trella. I actually assist them a lot with the Brunswick Parking Authority since I started. And then to the second, to answer your question, the current we don't have any legal reports.
Okay, thank you. Is there any public comment this evening?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick Today. Want to start by welcoming Mr. Kennedy and wishing you all the best here in New Jersey and New Brunswick. Do want to ask about an issue I read about in the media, see if the Commissioners have any response to the attack that compromised data from the Park Mobile system. I know New Brunswick is a user of that system, and I wanted to understand if people should be at all concerned that their personal information might be, might have been compromised or might be out there for people to see things like license plate number and name, etc.
I'm going to ask Mr. Kennedy to look at that issue and report back to you.
Yeah, it would be my pleasure.
Okay, thank you. Did want to clarify the total debt of the agency. Could
You have the total debt right, or you want to send an email response to that? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
However you like.
What's
We have
the
it.
number?
So the current bond amount, which is the same as in January, is $231,460,000. Now, after the payment I referenced earlier, in other words, by the end of this month, beginning of September, that will be down to $227,340,000 on that bond.
Thank you. If I may ask for an update on the former Ferrin site, I'm seeing a little more activity there. Anything in the works? Or
I would ask Devco.
Okay. And then I guess finally I would just like to ask if the executive director could speak a little bit to what he sees as the biggest challenges the authority faces at this point of transition for the agency, and I would like to hear that if you can.
The biggest
share.
challenges? How about if I just sum it up in a single sentence? Our biggest challenge post-pandemic will be to regain some of the revenue lost during the pandemic period so that we continue to serve the citizens and parkers and residents of New Brunswick as well as we can. I think anything else needs to contribute towards that goal. And I think Matthew and I are in accordance on that.
Thank you. Well,
Okay.
well, again, best of luck, and good to see you all in person again.
Thank you much.
Okay, is there any board discussion not on the agenda today?
I'd just like to offer to welcome Matthew, and then to also offer, look forward to working with you. We've worked a little bit together to this point. I look forward to continuing and working closely with you. So I wish you best of luck.
Well, thank you, Lou,
Good.
very much.
Thanks.
Chairman, thank you.
Okay, if there's no other board discussion, we have 2 resolutions on the agenda. The first, if I can get a motion to approve the August 2021 payment resolution.
Make a motion.
Motion and a
I'll
second.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And now a resolution approving the settlement agreement with KBG Express Nblc. Matthew, could you give us the thumbnail description of what that is?
Yes, this is a straightforward settlement that I and also Vaughn worked on. But our tenants, just across the street at 6 Easton Avenue, they have a restaurant. They fell behind in payments. In fact, the payments were from right around September of 2020 through May of this year that they owed us, and before they resumed paying us. And so this
So
settlement...
I'm sorry, let me interrupt for a second. Had they been paying full rent up until that time?
Right, can you answer that?
When did,
Yeah.
they have been paying full
Yeah,
rent?
that's-
Okay, so
That's our
they
understanding.
made their effort for it. Okay.
So they,
I'm sorry.
no problem. They fell behind on basically all of their payments in that time frame. And so this provides us, within 5 days of the vote, they are to pay us 75% of the full amount due for that time frame.
Okay. Okay, and that's it, no, they're gonna get a check, we're gonna get a check that
Correct.
represents that amount.
That's right.
Okay.
And then there's just a question beyond that. The lease still continues? I wasn't quite clear. This is just addressing up till the non-paid rent
Right.
and a negotiated settlement to accept those funds as full.
That's
And
right.
the lease continuing under the terms of the lease
Yes.
without modification, basically?
Yes,
Just
this
picking
will
up again.
continue the lease with no modification.
Great, that's what I thought.
Ongoing relationship with them, but making us whole with the 75% proviso for that time frame.
Gotcha. Well, my comment, I thought it was a fair, reasonable, given the circumstances, you're trying to work with the gentleman. Whoever raised, the original negotiated, I thought it was a fair, for everyone. And I certainly, feel that it's something I'm going to vote in favor of.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, so given that, can I get a motion to,
I'll offer a motion.
thank you, a second, and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any old or new business, Matthew, that you're going to need to bring up to us? In that case, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.